Instructions to candidates. This test consists of two tasks, Task A and Task B. Task A is carried out first, followed by Task B. You are given 1 minute to read the instructions and the tasks given. For Task A, which is an individual presentation, you have 2 minutes to prepare your response. Then you have 2 minutes to present your views. Listen to the others while they are making their presentations and take down notes for the group interaction in Task B. For Task B, that is the group interaction, you will be given 2 minutes to prepare for the task based on the given situation or topic. After the 2-minute preparation time, your group will be given 10 minutes to carry out the discussion. You may maintain or change your views presented in Task A. In your discussion, you may support or oppose the other candidate's views. At the end of the discussion, try to come to a group decision.
Good morning to the examiner and my fellow candidates. The task today, I think I can't live without my family at all. I believe our families, regardless of how old we are, they are the closest to us. Alright, basically they are fundamentally our provider, our source of love and affection, our source of moral support, as well as safety. Alright, our parents especially, they provide for our basic needs, food and shelter. And in this family, shelter doesn't really refer to the house that you're living in. Shelter can actually mean the family itself, the parents that you live with, the siblings that you live with, they are your home. You see, a shelter could just be something that's external, but home, it's in the heart. And I believe in my heart that my siblings and my family members, that's where my home is. They're also the source of my love and affection. I could give love to them, they can give love to me. I feel a sense of belongingness, which will allow me to be a better human, to fulfill my life's purposes, because I have that love and affection, that I know that I have something, a safety net to fall back on if there are any difficulties that I face along the way. Which leads me to my next point, that is, they are my source of moral support and emotional support. Life can be really stressful. You may feel down, you may feel depressed, you may feel anxious and nervous, but I have my family that I can count on. They can give me guidance when I'm in need of searching for a career, in a relationship perhaps, or perhaps if I'm discouraged from my studies, let's say math problems too hard, perhaps my mom, who's better at math than me, could teach me how to solve the math problem. And finally, I believe my family provides me safety. When we feel safe, we're able to achieve our maximum potential. If we are not, we are always constantly. In conclusion, I believe that I cannot live with my family without my family, because they're closest to me. They are my source of love and affection. They keep me safe, and they offer me moral and emotional support. Thank you.
Very good afternoon, I be your respected examiners and all the candidates. So I will be expounding and explaining about why we cannot live without our friends. First of all, I will be providing 3 points. First of all, is friends provide us with a sense of companionships, and they can be more understanding to us, and third, they provide a source of motivation and inspiration to us. So first of all, how friends can provide us with companionships? Of course, in 2 stages from adolescence to high school times, we met our friends and classmates, and all those people in our life play such a preponderant roles in not only providing helps in academic but also in the sense of spirituals, which accompany us through high and low, through trials and tribulations. When we face problems in our life, no matter it is in academics or in personal life, no matter what family issues we face, we can always count on our friends to share our problems with. As the saying goes, a problem shared is a problem half. We need the persons to share our problem with, to provide us with the light and directions on how can we solve our daily-to-daily basis problems, and they provide us with an outcomes which we need a shoulder to rely on when it comes to difficult times. And with that said, it's like the first point is all about friends provide us with companionships. They provide us with an outcome when we face problems, and they provide us with a platform for us to share our problems with. And second, why friends are so important to us is because that they are more understanding to us. Because families, we have generation gap with our families. Friends is the one who are all the same age as us. They're more understanding to us. They understand our characters better. They understand our personality better. They understand our dreams. So when you have a big dreams, when you dream big, perhaps your families, your people around us may not understand, but your friends can always be there for us. With that said, I believe that friends is the one we can't live without because of companionships, and they're more understanding to us. With that said, I believe friends are the most important persons in our life. Thank you.
Good morning to the examiner and my fellow candidates. Well, in my opinion, I think health is the most important thing to humankind. Health, which is referred to as your body condition. Imagine laying on a bed, sick, not being able to do anything. You're just laying there as if you're a cadaver. It would be excruciating for you not being able to do anything. For example, you cannot go to school, you cannot go to work. You may not be able to do your daily routine. You cannot do your homeworks, assignments, and etc. This is quite devastating. So, when a person is hale and hearty, fit as a fiddle, or in good shape, he might be able to do anything, which means he can rule the world. He can do anything he wants. To quote from Sukarno, the former president of Indonesia, who once said, "Give me 100 old people, I can turn over a boat. Give me 10 youths, I can turn over the whole world." Which means youth are the backbone of the country. Imagine you are sick, you're not healthy, you are meaningless to the country. When a person is in good shape, fit as a fiddle, he can do anything. When your health is in looming over the horizon, you might not be able to do anything. Like nothing. It's just devastating. Health is very important to a person. So I believe health is the most important thing to humankind, and you cannot live without it. Thank you.
Good morning to the examiner and fellow candidates. So the task asked us to discuss what we can't live without, and in my opinion, we can't live without wealth. The first reason is that everything costs money, obviously. For in terms of personal well-being, you would need to have food, a house, and clothes and stuff like that, and all of those things cost money. And then in terms of family and friends, like you would need to be able to supplicate your family, you would need to have money to take care of everyone. And then in terms of friends, to like hang out with your friends for entertainment and stuff like that, you would need money. And then in terms of education, you would also need money, because you need money to buy books, you need money to pay for your tuition fees, you need money for transport to go to school or any other institution you might go to. And then thirdly is for frivolity, like if you just want to buy things that you don't need, like, I don't know, games, or like you could go party, or like you can do leisure activities like bowling and stuff like that, that costs money. So in the end, because everything right now costs money, I think that we can't live without wealth because everything costs money. So I think that we can't live without wealth, more than we can't live without other things like maybe family and friends, because like people die and like move out of our lives anyway. But in terms of personal well-being, like to survive on your own, you need money, and like if you're sick, you need money to get better.
morning, fellow candidates. Today we are gathered here to discuss on people that we can't live without. Allow me to begin first. I still strongly believe that family is the thing that we all can live without, regardless of our wealth, occupation, health. Even best friends, they can become family too. And there was one psychologist, his name was Abraham Maslow, and he proposed this theory of self-actualization. So it was, they call it Maslow's hierarchy of needs, starting at the bottom with basic needs, physiological needs like food, water, and then it moves up to safety, where you feel safe. Next would be love and belongingness, when you feel like you belong to a group. Then it moves on to self-esteem and esteem for others, where you have respect for others and you're confident in your own abilities. And finally, the highest point, which is the hardest point to achieve, which is self-actualization, basically attaining your maximum potential. So I believe family can't live without it because it correlates directly to the third level, which is love and belonging. We need to feel belong to something. Humans, as Homo sapiens, we are social creatures. And I believe our family will give us that belongingness. You see, when we feel like we belong to something, and since our family provides us with basic needs, for us, safety, it fulfills the conditions of the preceding two levels, which is basic needs and safety, and therefore it allows us to go on further to achieve esteem for others and self-esteem, and hence self-actualization. There was once this Holocaust survivor. His name was Eliza Wiesel. He was a Hungarian. He was in Auschwitz, but he survived. And based on these, he can be said to have, from basic needs in Auschwitz, with the physical and abuse and all that, he could have been said to be reduced all the way down to basic needs. But right now, as a survivor, he went on to write a book to immortalize his experience, and which granted him a Nobel Prize. And I believe that's his self-actualization, because he has the basic needs covered, he's safe, he no longer has to be abused by the Nazis, he has a wife, so he has love and belongingness covered, he is highly self-confident, and he respects all other races, he has esteem for others, and therefore he can achieve self-actualization.
Well, your statement is undeniable. I couldn't agree more
Thank
with
you.
you. Family, blood is thicker than water. No one can deny with me. When it comes to family, they are the person who has been with you through all stages of your life, through the ups and downs, since birth till now, till your SPM, your examination results, everything. They've been there through everything. They know when you're hungry, when you're down, when you need your favorite food to boost you up. So family is the most important thing. No one can live without family. They are like the catalyst to your life, to push you, to drive you through your success. No one can deny with me. I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with me. What do you say, candidate B?
I definitely agree that families serve as concrete pillars of a life because our families serve as a foundation for us to strive hard. But in my opinion, friends serve as a firm foundation for us to fly high because friends can be a source of inspiration and motivations. Oftentimes our parents will ask us to pursue those careers such as doctor, lawyer, which promise a promising futures. But friends, they understand us. They understand that we think big and we dream big. And they are the one who believe in that we can attain the impossible. That parents perhaps they have gone through all the experiences. They feel that it is very unsafe to take the unknown. It is not a rational decision to take the impossible, to take a path less passed by those people before us. But friends believe in the possibility of our dreams and they are willing to be there to back us up and support us. Because I believe this is the very foundation for us to fly high and attain the so-called self-actualizations, which is the highest status of human needs. We need a purpose of life. In order to make our life valuable, we need to achieve some things to get the sense of fulfillment, which is the purpose of us living here. Right?
Excuse me, sorry, candidate B. But candidate B, going back to my example of Eliza herself, In Auschwitz, he managed to survive because he was with his family member, his father. So wouldn't you think that family is more important? And even if a friend goes to that point where that individual can give you that motivation, wouldn't that friend, that individual, can be considered as part of the family as well?
Can I interrupt? So all of you guys are saying about family and friends being important because it's on the higher level of human needs for like self-actualization, all that stuff. But the thing is, when we talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, as you mentioned, candidate A, you have to think about the basics first, which is at the bottom of the triangle, which is, food, shelter, warmth, things like that. And then you go up the triangle, but then at the base of it is not friends and family and all that stuff. It's the basic needs of human. You need to have food and water and all that stuff, which means you need money, because you need money to get all of that stuff. And then you can feed your family, and then you can have friends, and then you can do all of that stuff, but without money, I don't think you can do that. So, in my opinion, still, wealth is the thing you can't live without, because when you talk about living, you're not talking about like all the other qualities on top of the triangle, which you can live without actually, because people, some people like orphans or older people who all of their families have died or gone away or been lost or something, they're surviving, but what are they living on? Money. So
I totally agree with you, candidate D. In this jostling progressive metropolitan country, money is our new god. Who can deny it, me? Nothing is free in this country except for maybe sunlight and air. So yeah, money is very important. As she said, we really need the basic needs of human, which comes from money. You cannot get anything, cannot obtain anything without money. Let's say you have money, you have tons and millions of money, and you don't have health, you are sick, you're laying on the bed there with tons of sickness. There's no use of the money. So I think personally, health is the most important thing. When you are in good shape, your body condition is fit as a fiddle, you can do anything. Even though you have $1, you are able to survive in this world, no matter what are the obstacles, the circumstances, the challenges you're going to face. You agree with me?
I beg to refer to both candidate B and candidate C. Sure, money is the one that's able to purchase our basic needs. And sure, health is the one that allows us to get out of bed and carry out the activities that we want to. But being alone, even with all the wealth that you have, even no matter how healthy that you are, imagine waking up and looking left or right in the bed, and there's no one there, that you are alone in the room.
okay, may I interrupt again? I'm sorry, but like we're talking about living. We can't
Correct.
live without wealth. But
Correct.
you see, if you don't have wealth, you don't have money and house and things like that, then you would die. But if you don't have people to socialize with, you can still live, because there's people who live alone, like all around the world. Like people who live in caves, or like people with no friends, but they live. And in terms of health, you can get better with money, because you can go to the hospital. So like if you were sick, you can cure that with money. But if you were healthy and then you didn't have money and you got sick, you won't have that health anymore. Or if you had like a family but you don't have money to feed them, then they would die, then you wouldn't have them anymore. So I think money is the basis of everything. So you can't
I
live without.
believe you and I have different definitions of living. I believe that living is one of fulfillment, of connection, socializing, and love, which is where the family plays the most important role. Even without money, look at Anne Frank, living in a time when she was oppressed by the Nazis in Holland. They didn't have that much money. I mean, sure, they were wealthy before, but the Nazis took everything away from them. And they had to live on ration cards, and they had to rely on their friends who, in turn, became so close they were family, and that they lived together in a small room, perhaps like in a room like this. Perhaps the 8 of them as one unit, as a family. So I do not believe that money, wealth, is something that I cannot live without.
Referring to the points given by candidate D, saying that wealth is the basis of everything. Of course, this is true. And this has been the general perceptions of all the of most of the individuals out there. They think that money is a true god. But in my opinion, even if you have money, even if you have spent 40 years pursuing God, but at the end of this, when you realize that all your families, all your friends has gone, when at the end of the day you feel that because pursuing that particular money, that you have hustles and bustles in your life throughout that 40 years, you have all those hustles, all this life. That is not life actually. Because at the end of the day, when you have tons of money but you don't have a fit body, you couldn't have a healthy body to support the living.
We have come to a situation where we all agree with all 4 points, which is family, friends, health, and wealth are all 4 the most important thing where people cannot live without. Thank you.